Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Sadia Education Wali. I'm student at Rehan College Korangi Campus. Currently, I'm enrolled in teacher training bootcamp 1. Today, we will talk with ChatGPT. Our topic is the secret to building lasting habits. So let's start. Hello ChatGPT. My name is Sadia Education Wali. Today, we will talk about the secret to building lasting habits.
Hi, Sadia. That sounds like a great topic. I'm excited to dive in. What kind of habits are you thinking about? Personal development, maybe productivity, or something else?
Okay, ChatGPT. So my first question is, what is a habit and why is it important in our daily life?
Ooh, that's a really good starting point. So, a habit is basically a behavior we do automatically, often without really thinking about it. And they're super important because they shape so much of our daily life, from simple things like brushing your teeth to bigger goals like exercising or staying productive.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my second question is, what is the secret to building lasting habits?
Great question. So the secret usually lies in starting small, being really consistent, and tying the habit to a specific cue, like a time or a trigger in your day. Plus, being kind to yourself when you slip up and just getting back on track is super important.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is, why do you many people struggle to stick to new habits?
Yeah, that's a really common challenge. I think a lot of people struggle because they either set goals that are too big or they don't have a clear plan for when things get tough. Plus, we often underestimate how long it takes to build a habit and how much patience it requires.
Okay, ChatGPT. How can small daily actions lead to big results?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all about that compounding effect. Those tiny actions done consistently really add up over time. So, even something as small as 5 minutes of reading each day or a quick walk, those things build momentum and eventually they become part of who you are.
Okay, ChatGPT, what do you think? What is the consistency more important than perfection?
Oh, for sure. I mean, consistency is like the fuel that keeps the habit going. If you're aiming for perfection, you might get stuck or give up too soon. But when you just keep showing up, even imperfectly, you build trust with yourself, and those small wins really add up.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, how long does it usually take to build a habit?
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. So the classic idea is about 21 days, but more recent research suggests it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 months, depending on the person and the habit. So it's really a personal timeline. The key is to be patient and keep going.
Okay, so what is the best way to start a new habit?
Of course, I'm here whenever you need. If you have more questions or if you ever want to revisit habits down the road, just let me know.
Okay, ChatGPT. Why should we focus on the habit at a time?
Yeah, that's a really good point. When we focus on just one habit at a time, we avoid overwhelm and we give ourselves a better chance to really anchor it. Once that habit feels natural, we can layer on another one, and that keeps us from burning out or spreading ourselves too thin.
ChatGPT, how can setting clear goals in
Oh,
building good habit?
yeah. So setting clear goals is crucial because it gives you a specific direction and a purpose for your habit. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, like a certain number of minutes or a specific outcome, you're much more likely to keep yourself accountable and track progress along the way.
ChatGPT, what role does motivation play in habit formation?
Yeah, absolutely. Habit formation is really about those small intentional steps, and the clarity in your goals helps keep you focused. Over time, those daily actions become second nature, and that's when real change happens.
Okay, so my next question is, why is discipline more reliable than motivation?
Yeah, that's a really key distinction. Motivation is kind of like a spark. It's great when it's there, but it's often fleeting. Discipline, though, is like a steady engine. It's what keeps you going even when you don't feel like it. So, discipline bridges the gap when that initial motivation fades.
Okay, ChatGPT, and my next question is, how can a daily routine make habit easier to follow?
Ooh, that's a really powerful strategy. So, when you build your habit into a daily routine, it kind of piggybacks on existing behaviors. So, for example, if you always have coffee at a certain time, you could pair your habit right before or after that. That makes it way easier to stick.
ChatGPT, what is habit stacking and how does it working? ChatGPT, how can remind? Sorry, what is habit stacking and how does it working?
Yeah. So habit stacking is basically linking a new habit to an already established one. You take a behavior you already do regularly, like brushing your teeth, and you add a small new habit right before or after it. So it kind of uses your existing routine as a cue, and that makes it easier to remember and keep up with.
Okay, so how can reminder can quiz help us build lasting habits?
Absolutely. I'd love to. And if you ever want to break down a habit you're working on or adjust your routine, I'm here to help with those steps. Just keep it steady and we'll make those habits stick.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, what are some example of healthy habits everyone should develop?
You're so welcome. I'm really glad to help. And if anything else pops up, whether it's a new habit or just a tweak to your routine, I'm here. So just let me know.
ChatGPT. What are some example of healthy habits everyone should develop?
Yeah, definitely. Some great examples would be things like drinking enough water daily, getting regular exercise, having a consistent sleep schedule, practicing a short daily mindfulness or gratitude routine, and even just setting aside a bit of time each day to reflect or learn something new.
Okay, ChatGPT. How can students build better study habits?
Ooh, that's a great focus. I think for better study habits, you can set a consistent study schedule, break your study sessions into focused chunks, like using the Pomodoro technique, keep a dedicated study space, and review your material regularly, not just right before a test.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, what are some common bad habits, and how can we replace them? How are some common bad habits, and how can we replace them?
Yeah, for sure. Some common bad habits might be things like procrastination, excessive screen time, or maybe poor eating or sleep patterns. And to replace them, you can start by identifying a positive habit to fill that space, like setting a small daily goal or using a replacement cue, like standing up and stretching instead of checking your phone.
Okay, ChatGPT. So, why is celebrating small achievement important?
Yeah, that's really important. Celebrating small achievements keeps you motivated and helps you stay positive. It kind of reinforces that you're making progress and it makes the journey feel rewarding, even before you hit those big goals.
Okay, ChatGPT. How can friends and family support positive habits? Okay, ChatGPT. How can friends and family support positive habits?
Yeah, they can be such a big help. Friends and family can encourage you, keep you accountable, and even join you, like by doing a habit together. And when they celebrate your wins with you, it just makes the whole process feel more meaningful and sustainable.
Okay, ChatGPT. What are the biggest mistake people make when trying to build new habits?
Yeah, a big one is trying to change too much all at once, like being overly ambitious. Another mistake is not having a clear plan or being too hard on yourself when you slip up. And sometimes people forget to celebrate those small wins, which is really crucial.
Okay, what advice would you give to someone who want to change their life through better habits?
Ooh, I would definitely say start small. Pick just one or two habits to focus on at a time. Be really consistent, even when it feels tough, and make sure to track your progress so you can see those little wins. And of course, be kind to yourself. Every step counts.
Okay, so my last question is if you could recommended one habit that everyone should build, what would it
You're
be
so
and
welcome.
why?
I'm really glad you found it helpful. And if you ever want to dive deeper or revisit any habits, I'm always here.
ChatGPT, I'm saying If you could recommended one habit that everyone should build, what would it be and why? So ChatGPT, if you could recommended one habit that everyone should build, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a really great question. I think I would recommend a daily reflection habit. Just a few minutes at the end of each day to think about what went well, what you learned, and how you felt. It's simple, but it really builds self awareness, which is a foundation for so many positive changes.
Okay, ChatGPT, thank you so much for sharing your valuable insight, for giving me your time. Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. I'm